Hello, Montserrat. So, welcome to your next reading. Let's see what it is that God wants to tell you. Because as you know, we're in a time of cleaning up in the earth, and God has decided that it wants to start with Montserrat and Antarctica. So now, Montserrat, you need to ask yourself, who are you that the Lord should want to start with you? Who are you that God wants to make you a shining example in the world of what positivity and success and uprightness looks like? I told you Montserrat was special. Me tell you Montserrat special. But it's like people not believe me, so God have to come and tell you himself. And that's exactly what God has been doing. So, and imagine how tiny Montserrat is. And Antarctica. See, I can understand why God would want to start with Antarctica, because Antarctica has a lot of mystery to it. The government and the powers that be of the earth are very protective of Antarctica. Air space, land space, water space. They're like, no, don't go there. Why? So I can understand Antarctica is very special. But Montserrat, I mean, I know Montserrat is special, but I don't know why, to be honest with you. But I just feel a vibe about Montserrat. Montserrat no normal. First of all, the land of Montserrat. Not only the land of Montserrat, but the prosperity of the land of Montserrat. That no normal. I mean, I don't know if because God has blessed me with these special gifts that's the reason why I can see it and other people can't see it as quickly as I do. But I'm telling you, Montserrat no normal. Okay. So anyway, and that make Montserrat people not normal too. And you know what happened? Just know that when you're destined for greatness, you also become bombarded with people and things and traumas that try to block your path to greatness. Okay? So now we have to ask, who are the people in Montserrat? Now, what are they really doing there? But I'm gonna stop running my mouth now, and we're gonna let God do its work. Because they can try, just like they try to stop me, but they can't stop me. Because God is the captain of my ship. I'm just a passenger. Gee. So, let's see. Most High, what do you want to say to Montserrat at this time, please? What do you want to say to your lovelies right now? See, it is the enemy's job to ruin our future, but it is our job to escape all their traps and overcome so that we can reach our victory and our true destiny. And then go, yeah, I did that. Fuck them. I don't care. You need to shake your booty too, like, you know them ones? If you're gonna do it properly. Anywho, let's see the message. Shit, I'll do it for you. You can stay there with your cute self. I'll do it for you, don't worry. And I'm sure I'm not gonna be the only one doing that. Because Montserrat deserves to be blessed. Alright. know. I mean, everywhere is special in its own way, but people have always wanted Montserrat to feel like Montserrat ain't shit. And to be fair, the people have always treated Montserrat like Montserrat ain't shit. Like Montserrat can't be a, a capital of the Caribbean. Shit, we leave Montserrat and go to other Caribbean islands on a regular for this or for that. What does Montserrat have to offer the world to make people want to come from other islands and big countries to partake in what Montserrat have to offer? You think Montserrat don't have nothing, but build it and they will come. If you don't build it, then what's gonna happen? See, nobody wants to invest in Montserrat. You can't be afraid. Like, if you're afraid to invest in Montserrat, then you'll never know what could possibly be. The volcano is there, but the volcano is not stupid. The volcano is controlled by the Most High God. So the mechanism here is your relationship with the Most High God. See, once you solidify your relationship with God, then God will control what the volcano do, when the volcano do, how the volcano do, you check? And then instead of the volcano becoming a liability to the people of Montserrat and to the development of Montserrat, the volcano then becomes an asset as it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? But it starts with God. Because we can't control the volcano, but God can, you see. We can't direct ourselves to know that, yeah, there's going to be a mud flow coming down so and so, or the volcano is going to blow and the ash going to come this direction. We don't know that, but if we have God in our corner, we'll be fine. Need to lubricate my tools. Just know that Judas is always around. If Montserrat is destined for greatness, just know that there are going to be people who want to stop it for their own reasons. So, are you up for the task? Alright, let's see. What does God want to tell you at this time? Imagine Montserrat got all that land and you don't produce your own food. You're waiting for people to bring you food. Montserrat have fertile lands. Water, its own water source. Montserrat is a prize. Montserrat is prime estate or prime property. And everything is in walking distance, literally. And the walking only gonna make you sexy. If you can't walk up them hills in a Montserrat, shit. Natural gym, natural sexiness, no problem. And you don't even have to walk fast. Just stroll, go up at the top of the hill. From Cars Bay to St. John's. Just grab a couple of your favorite people and walk. Easy like that. Couple times a week, maybe 2 times a week. No problem. Up and down. Alright, so we got metamorphosis. So yeah, we know that. So like the caterpillar that emerges from its cocoon, you are about to get your wings, Montserrat. God is about to change you. So what Montserrat has never been, or probably was a very long time ago, you're about to be that again. That is God's desire for you. And it would behoove you to let your desires for Montserrat and for yourself come into alignment with God's desires for you. Because if you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. And we shall remove you. Okay? Okay. So the underlying issue here is the restlessness. So there's a lot of upheaval, there's a lot of turmoil. There's no peace. Although it's so small and we're not very violent, we don't have like a lot of gun violence and stabbings and all them something there. You see, Montserrat's crime is of a different caliber. Montserrat crime is more upon a spiritual level. Montserrat crime is more of a psychological one. You see what I'm saying? And then we have the little pedophiles and all them type of people there who are trying to come in and traumatize our people. But mostly Montserrat sickness is one of psychology and one of philosophy and one of spirituality. Okay. So yeah, so you can't find peace. But that's about to change. That's what God is about to bring to you. God is about to bring to you success and peace, independence. Okay? We got Universal Bank. It says everything you need to thrive is already here. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't know how good Montserrat is. And I wouldn't be surprised if people will fight us tooth and nail to control the land and control us or get us out of the land. Hence, they will make things extra expensive, ridiculously expensive, and they'll advertise overseas to us as if say out here is paradise. No, Montserrat is paradise. It is not my desire to be here. I want to be at home. But because of whatever happened, God said, no, it's not time for you to go back there yet. So that's the reason why I am here. Or else I would have been in Montserrat, investing my money and my efforts in the people and the land of Montserrat. Because I know the potential. It's not about the size of the home. It's about the contents. It's about the dedication. It's about the camaraderie. It's about the loyalty. It's about the community spirit within the home. We smile, yes, but that don't mean shit. We have a volcano, yes, but that don't mean nothing. Because if we at peace with our land will be at peace with us. And we become at peace with our land by being at peace with each other. If we're not a part of the solution, we are part of the problem. And if we don't remove them, the land will remove them. So it's not about other people. Right now, your priority should be how you are conducting yourself as an individual. Each individual person needs to get their mind and their heart in the right place. So God says you are restless, but everything you need to thrive is already here. So everything that you need to make Montserrat a better place is already there. You are already there. The land is already there. God is already there. Your neighbor is already there. Okay? And then we have mentor. So God wants you to know that you are about to meet a person of high integrity who will guide you in the right direction. Hence, what God is doing through me. And I'm not the only one that God will send to bring you messages, but always use discernment. Don't just trust somebody because them say they come in the name of the Lord. Because Judas is always going to be on the prowl. Saboteurs are always going to come trying to mash up what we're building. You see me? So, just know that. But yeah, God is going to send you who you need so you can know which way to go. And then once you do the work, then you can celebrate. Okay? So it says, take time out to celebrate. Now, what I'm getting from this is, even if it's small progress, take time out to celebrate small progresses. Okay, I know that if we're here and we want to get here, just because we only move from here to here, it's like we feel like, yeah, but no, don't do that. Don't do that. If you can only move from here to here, be grateful that you're not still back here. It's something to celebrate. And God's clock, it moves very slowly. That's why I talk about eternal life. We were not made to die. It's something that they taught us to believe. Death is not natural. We're supposed to live and take care of ourselves and take care of each other and take care of the land and let the land take care of us. Glorify God. That's what life is supposed to be about. But then we have the negative energies that come to challenge the ones who are of peace. Why? Just to make life interesting. Just so that we don't get bored. So we have to be grateful for our saboteurs. We have to be grateful for our challenges. You know, they make life interesting, and we make life for them interesting too, because we give them hell when we fight back. So yeah, so God knows that you're going through a change, and God has already provided you everything that you need to manage this change. And money is not primary. Okay? You can survive without money, especially in Montserrat. You see how much power you have? So don't be surprised when people start to fight against you to get you out of your land. Especially when you start to practice more righteousness. Especially when you start to put God first. Because we're not going to need them. There's a lot of things that we may not have. It depends on who joins the fight. So in case you don't realize, there's a war going on. It's basically a civil war, but it's underground. It's a war between we the people and the powers that be. Why? Because they want to maintain control over all the people and all the lands. They want to keep on corrupting. They are the devil. They have come to kill, steal, and destroy. So if you want to live a life of righteousness, if you want to be God's friend, if you want to be on the side of right, then just know that you have automatically declared yourself an enemy of the darkness, of the devil, of the earthly powers that be. Okay? But Pharaoh has never been allowed to conquer God's people when God said, Pharaoh, let my people go. So we have every reason to be hopeful. We have every reason to keep moving forward, not looking like what we're going through. Because God is truly the master. And those who try to fight against us to stop us, just know that the sea will not be their friend. The animals in the water will not be their friend. The volcano certainly won't be their friend. You ever see a sinkhole open up under somebody's house? The earth is not their friend. It is our duty, it is our security, it is our insurance, it is in our best interest to become friends with the earth. Because right now, it's a season of good over evil. Babylon has fallen. Like for real, for real. What we read about in the Bible so long and what Rastaman been saying gonna happen and all them things, that shit is happening now. It's happening now. So the question is, how are we going to get through these challenges and come out the winner? We do it with God, that's how. We allow God to guide us. That's how. That's what I've been doing, and that's why I'm still here. I don't look like what I've been through. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But you have to look for me real good to see that I've been through some things. Okay? So, God wants us to pay attention to the signs. Your angels are trying to deliver a message. So the signs, yeah, we got recognition. Someone deserves to be recognized for all that they do. because they have the magic touch. It says you are accessing true magic from deep within. So this person is accessing true magic from deep within. I think it would be talking about me and other people like me, who may be on Montserrat already, talking some things, and I probably think that the people them crazy. But God don't only talk to through me alone. So when you hear people saying certain things, even though you don't understand, you need to stop and actually give it at least 10 seconds of pondering. Like, could that be true? Before you declare them crazy, because we are living in exceptional times. These times that we're living in, they're not regular times. If you look back to what 1980 looked like, what 1990s looked like, what the 2000s looked like, these are very different times to those times. And so we also need to shift to be able to manage the challenges that present themselves to us in these times. Or else we will be conquered. We will forever be in depression. We will forever feel hopeless. And that's not what God wants for us. God wants us to feel like conquerors and know that we're still conquerors. God wants us to go with the flow. It's like, it's not what you're used to, but what's the big deal? Like, buck up, buck up, buck up. Enjoy the ride. Like, get to it. Live. Okay? And you see our old people who like to go a mountain and like to do this and like to do that, and you need to stop telling the people them to sit down and tell them how they, if them not see them old now. If a man 80 or if a woman 80 and 90 years old and still want to go up a mountain to go look after them plants and their animals, leave them, let them go and live them life. That's how they stay alive. It's when we sit down and stop moving this, that's when it starts to deteriorate, and that's when it stops serving us, and that's when we have to split body and spirit, aka death. Okay? Let our old people live because they have the experience, they have the wisdom. They can get us from point A to point B because they've already seen what go on in a point A. And we who in a point A, they can tell us what go on, so we don't have to take as long as it took them to learn the lessons. So we will all meet up at point B quicker, where we can then come together and assess situations so that we can go forward to point C. Just let life continue. Just live life. Love life. Just live. We're supposed to be 200 years old, 300 years old, 800 years old, 1,000 years old. That's supposed to be nothing. 1 million years old is nothing. It's how they've programmed us to think. Because if you take care of your body, if you take care of your spirit, body, mind, and soul, if you take care of yourself, then what is there to deteriorate you? See, we have a lot to learn about how to care for this in the first place. Because if we don't have this, then what's the point of all the other things? We were given this so that we can experience this. So if you want to enjoy experiencing this, then you have to preserve this. You preserve this with good nutrition, peace of mind, adequate rest, adequate hydration. What else? Good behavior. Try not to be pissing people off deliberately and make people want to take you out. You understand what I'm saying? And if you put in your work, then the universe will also put in the rest of the rest of the work to preserve you. So that's where miracles come in. You see what I'm saying? That's where knowledge comes to you and you testify, I don't even know how me know to do that. That's God. That's the whole universe conspiring to help you to overcome. We are magical beings, period. Life itself is magical. How can one look at life in minute detail and not see that it's magic. That's why we don't know how it started in the first place. What's magic? Magic is something that defies logic. Magic is something that defies our logic. Magic is God. That's God's business. I mean, we may know how to do some things, but we don't really know how it worked, do it. And then when we go back and back and back and back, it's like, how the hell did all these things even start in the first place? How was water created? How was the first person created? How was the sky, and how was the soil, and how was the trees, how the animals? How? We don't know, because we're not meant to know. It's magic. We can't be trusted with such information. We don't deserve to know such information. So we are secondary. God is primary. And that's how it should remain. Stay in your lane. Stay in your place. Don't try to be God. We cannot even govern ourselves. We have no business trying to be God. It's just like if you form a group and you know that this person is better at management, this person is better with the money, this person is better with the physical work. You can't rearrange the structure and put the one who is better with money to do physical work, or else you're fucking up operations. Common sense. So you need to see where you fit, go where you fit, and do the best of your ability where you're supposed to be and where you at. You see what I'm saying? And not try to come off of your lane or come off of your spot to try and infiltrate somebody else's post, because that's how you mess up the machine. It's like the hand wanting to do what the foot does, or the hand wanting to go into the foot's place, and the foot want to go where the hand is. It's a handicap, because the toes can't do what the fingers do as well. Even if I become expert with my foot, it can't do what the hand can do as well, because the hand was designed. That's why these are longer to do stuff like this. You think that I could go and shuffle like my cards with my foot? So we Montserrat are a body. And we need to recognize where we fit on the body. God is the head, period. There's nobody that's supposed to be fighting to be the head. People like me is a secondary head, because I only give messages. Because God be talking to all y'all, but y'all don't listen. So God has to choose people who actually listen to it to become its mouthpiece. Okay? So one should not try to move me out of my position, because even if you manage to shut me up, you think God gonna talk to you? And if God talk to you, are you even gonna listen? Are you professional enough to keep your emotions out of the equation so that you can deliver the messages? I fit where I fit because I've been trained to be here. You see what I've been through, and I'm still here being friendly with all the people who hurt me. It takes a special kind of person, a special kind of meditation, a special kind of being, a special kind of attitude, a special kind of philosophical understanding of life to be like that. And you can't teach that. It's either you have it or you don't. It's either you're built that way or you're not, because some people are very unforgiving. And like I said, being unforgiving, it shuts you out of your blessings. It's not a wise way to behave. We have to humble ourselves. Know when to be a beast, but know when to be a God within you. Know when to be a devil within you and know when to be the God within you, because we have both. And our enemies, they have both as well. God allowed them to torment us. God allowed you guys to torment me. It was for my benefit and for your benefit. Because how would you know who I am if we didn't have history? See, the character of the person tell you all that you need to know about the person you're dealing with. I don't have time being enemies with anybody. What's that gonna get me? People fuck up all the time. That's what humans do. But people also have the power to redeem themselves as well. And that can only come once forgiveness is put on the table. Because if you choose to be unforgiving, there will be no progress forward. Because you will only sabotage yourself, sabotage every effort to move forward. You see? So we need to grow past petty behavior. Pastor Jakes did a sermon and he called it "Purpose Isn't Petty." Real talk. Purpose can't be petty. I think he probably used the story of Joseph and how even after all that Joseph's brothers did to him, Joseph still ended up showing them love in the end, because Joseph had a lot of power. Joseph could have not give them any food in the famine. Joseph could have turned them away. Joseph could have had them locked up, because Joseph already started this conversation about, if you're not spies, go and get your other brother. As a matter of fact, leave this brother here with me and go get the other one. So Joseph had all power in his hands to really fuck up these people who did him such injustices in the past. And Joseph didn't choose that. Why? Because we're not built that way. What's that gonna do? Revenge is not as sweet as people think. Revenge is like alcohol. It put you on a high, but only for so long. After that shit wear off. Like, if you've ever tried it, you'll see revenge is not as sweet as you think. And if you take it upon yourself to take revenge in a situation, and you go beyond the point of justice, you turn the ugliness back around upon you. You turn the karma back around upon you. The best form of revenge is to let God handle it for you. I'm telling you straight, because people can't put your name in a nothing. Don't do no magic pan nobody. Don't shoot nobody. Don't slap nobody. If you want to tell people what you have to say, then you have a right to speak. But I don't believe in taking revenge. Yes, when people do you things, it hurt. Yes, it's hard to accept somebody treating you ill. But once the deed is already done, revenge, no. If you're battling, battle. But if it's revenge, no. Because revenge suggests that the deed was already done and the matter has already been completed. But you out there stewing and brewing within yourself. That's unhealthy. That's a trap of self-sabotage. And that's why the enemy does so many negative things to you, is to keep you perpetually in that trap of hatred and anger and brooding and seeding for revenge. That shit make you look old. That shit make you sick. It breaks down your body because you don't take care of yourself and your body and your mind the way that you're supposed to. You see the trick? So to win this battle that we're in, we have to keep a high vibration. We have to stay positive. We have to keep pressing forward. Not allow every bad thing that happened to us to drag us off course, because that's the whole point. is to slow down your progress. There's so much that I got to teach you guys, and it's all because of what I've been through. So God put me through all this madness so that I can understand the game from inside. You see me? So that which you meant for evil, God done had plans to turn it to good long time. So forgive yourselves. I felt that. I felt that. Let it go. Because how long has it been? It's been a very long time that whatever happened between us happened, innit? How much longer are we going to hold on to them negative feelings? Do you want to destroy? I mean, if you want to destroy me, then don't let it go. But if you don't want to destroy me, then let it go. I forgive you, because if I don't forgive you, we will not be able to make progress going forward. In no way. Because if you don't forgive yourself, if you don't let go whatever happened between us, all that I'm saying to you right now will go through one ear and come out the other. Why? Because all you're thinking about is how the wrong that you did to me is making you feel. That's a trap. Let it go. Let it go. You see, one of the most devious tricks of the enemy is not to destroy us, but do things to us to get us to destroy ourselves. I realize that. So it's like they'll fling stone at you and hide. They won't know. And nobody else gonna see them flinging the stone at you neither. But then when you start talking up to them, it make you look like you're crazy, like you're delusional, because it's like nobody saw them do anything to you. So what are you talking about? So the enemy, one of the enemy's master tricks is to do stuff to us to get us to sabotage ourselves. So let's learn the game. Keep your mind clear. I understand it's a bit hard to forgive yourself for what happened, but God has already forgiven you. And I'm gonna be honest, there's a little piece of me that's not happy about what happened, but that's the human part of me. And this is the reason why it's important for us to get in touch with our divinity. Because the divine part of me is what gives me the power to be here speaking to everybody. Those who hurt me and those who didn't hurt me. But the human part of us is the part of us that will keep us back and keep us down and perpetuate us losing. We have to get that part of us in check. That is the path to victory. Self-control. Self-discipline. Bringing ourselves into alignment with God's word. I don't believe everything in the Bible, but the Bible have a lot of good lessons in there that we should all know. Forgiveness is magical. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others is magical and it's progressive. And that's why I practice it. Because ain't nobody gonna shut me out of my blessing. Shit. If I have to forgive you and curse you in the same breath, if that's what make me feel good, we gonna do that. I gonna curse you, but I gonna still forgive you. Cause me not shut myself out. So if the lower part of myself have to be fighting with the higher part of myself, then I'm gonna look crazy for a while. It's because I'm having a battle within myself, trying to overcome the lowly, devilish part of me that want to be unforgiving. She don't have no permission to win round here, cause she gonna get me fucked up, and she don't have no permission to get me fucked up, cause I is a conqueror. So if you see me battling within myself, then that's what the fuck is going on. And she don't have no permission to win round here. Before me nominate me, we pray to God. Make she shut up and stay back there. That would be my prayer. Because we are one. We are connected through our love of Montserrat. And God will be the glue that holds us together. God will go before us and clear our path. Montserrat is going to be great like it's supposed to be. One way or the other, we're going to get there. Forgiveness is necessary. Forgiveness of ourselves, and we forgiving each other. Because if we don't do that, we can't make one step forward. It's like building a castle in the sky, building your house on sand. For real. So we're all growing. We all have something to overcome, okay? And that's natural, but lying about it isn't going to help anybody. We need to be truthful to ourselves about what we're going through, and we need to be truthful to each other. So we'll know how to deal with each other. And when we're completely healed, we'll know. And that's what we're striving for. Because I'm only human. I mean, I'm allowed to be upset. But I see the greatness that came out of it. So the part of me that is upset, the part of me that is disappointed, the part of me that has an attitude with the people of Montserrat who did what they did to me, it's not as strong as the part of me who wants to be forgiving. And that's the reason why God has chosen me to do this. Because God knows that I have the type of heart like Joseph to bless my brothers and sisters. You see me? As opposed to allowing my emotions to get the better of me. Because who am I? I'm nobody. Like they say, man is just dust. I am nobody. I'm only here because God has allowed me to be here. I'm here because God has cleared the way. So, I started on this journey. It's been working for me. God has given me ample opportunities to try out the philosophies, try out the different modes of behavior, all them things. And that's why I could come and teach you what I've learned through this experience. It was a horrible experience for all of us. But we have to let it go. If we want to make Montserrat into what Montserrat's supposed to be, not just for ourselves, but for our generations coming, if we want to become as great as we're supposed to be, if we want to be that shining example that we are destined to be, we're going to have to let it go. You're going to have to let it go. You're going to have to forgive yourself. And I'm going to have to forgive you. And I'm going to have to forgive myself. And you're going to have to forgive me. Because we're working towards the greater good. And anybody that's not a part of the solution is a part of the problem. And it will not go down well for anybody who chooses to be a part of the problem. Because God is on a mission to uplift Montserrat. It's not me, it's not you, it's God. And nobody gonna stop God's plan, you see. So, yeah. So that's what God wants to tell you guys right now. So, to those of you who see me for who I am and accept the messages that I have brought to you from God, I thank you for your recognition, okay? And just know that I is not perfect, but I is not too bad either. I is quite good. I is quite strong. I is a tough cookie. Yeah, man. 'Cause look, even my own parents, they all did me wrong. They did the same thing that you did to me, but am I gonna hold that against them forever? You know, no. Why should I? Being unforgiving, it just don't make any sense to me, because life is better together. That's what I have learned. I mean, if somebody is really adamant about hurting you, then you're gonna have to live without them. But at least give them a choice to decide if they really want to be your enemy or if they prefer to be your friend. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you love them. So if you know you love somebody, then offer the olive branch of peace. See what will happen if you do. You give them another chance, and if they mess up, then I guess that means that they really don't love you. They don't feel the same way about you that you feel about them. But I know that life is much better together. Okay? Imagine going to a friggin' cinema. What fun is it being in the cinema if you're in there by yourself? Listen, a movie that you watch 1,000,000 times, if you watch that shit again with your favorite people, it comes to a next level of sweetness. We were not made to be alone. I mean, if we have to be, then yes, we should be alone, because it's a season. There's a time and a season for everything. But really and truly, life is so much more beautiful together. And that's why we love when Christmas time come. That's why we love, you know what I mean, when what's that time in a March? When St. Patrick's time come around, you know. Lord God, Montserrat, I need my help. we have a lot of work to do when it comes to we need to sort out the entertainment in Montserrat, okay? Because whoever it is that is making Montserrat so boring and so cool, you going to have to take a back seat, because you're killing our vibe, okay? I'm not saying to be ungodly, but you see that tiny box that you put people in and call it the godly box? You set them limit upon yourself. God never tell you that. God box this wide. So give the people them some freedom to enjoy themselves. Let people see with videos from overseas and say, oh my God, that look good. That one then I miss me next year. Montserrat can do that. Yeah, they look kind of strong and nice, innit? I've been working out. But yeah, that little tiny box that I create, I beg you, open it out. There's a thin line between abomination and what is acceptable by God. Learn the line and start make up the thing. Because you're crushing the people them spirit and the people them vibe for no good reason. Open out the box. That's the first thing. Let the people them enjoy life. And please pay more attention to our youth. The children, they need some productive things to do. Some of the hairdressers can start workshops and things like that to share their skills with these children. Just give them, even in a play mode, give them little experience. Let them feel it so that they can decide whether they have a love for it or not. All the different trades of Montserrat. Open one little workshop and invite the young children them. Teach them about the tools. Teach them about the different ways that, you know, do the simple farm. Make it safe for them. But do a simple farm of whatever your trade is. You see me? So that we can start developing the next generation of whatever trade you're into. This big old gap where we have between the elders and the youth, and then all we do is leave them outside to play, is either school or play. School or play. Go in your book. Go wash the dishes. Go to bed. No. Occupy their mind. Open up their mind to constructive things. I'm not saying that we should be like China and them place there. Because liberty, you learn better when you feel a little bit more free. Okay? The way I see them advertise China is like, yeah, that's a bit too much for me. I understand the concept, and that's why they're so brilliant. But relax it a little bit, I beg. But to each their own. That's China is China, Montserrat is Montserrat. Our children, yeah, give them some relaxation. But be stern enough to let them focus. Like, this is not a game. These tools are dangerous. You can hurt yourself. So don't start the nonsense. And because they have training in school, they know when it's time to be serious. So talk to them, become a teacher. Even on the most minute level, just give them a little taste. The mechanic, call them around, like put out your advertisement and let them know that you conduct one little mini workshop. You know what I'm saying? And then come and watch you walk on one car, and they get to see how dirty your hand them get, and they get to see how heavy the thing them are to move and things like that. Just give the children them a little experience. You know, it will create a community spirit. It will also help to open their mind towards different options of what they could end up doing in the future. The doctor them call them little more, give them a little even have a fake patient, because you don't really want to call them in there when you have a real patient, but have a fake patient. Let them see how you conduct your consultation, how you check them blood pressure and things like that. Dentist, same thing. Build our youth. It's not just the rich people, them children, that need to learn some constructive things. The children from Davy Hill and the children them from Lookout and the children them from wherever else are you consider low class. They're people too. And some of the greatest minds come from some of the most unlikely, lowly places. Like how one of the highest of the highs was born in a manger. Not manger, a stable. Because there was no room at the inn. Did that automatically make that individual a lowly person? No. So who are you to assume that because somebody don't live their woodlands or somebody don't live their Salem or wherever else you have these highty-tighty places, how are you know that them people they don't make up brilliance? It's about time that I stop at your foolishness. Me, look at the family and the background that I come from, and look where I is right now. Look at who I grew up to be. And look at my background and where I come from. You don't know who these children are that's being given to all these different low class people. Just because they don't speak posh like you, just because they can't spell well like you, just because they don't dress nice like you, don't mean that they're less than you. You don't know what brilliance is hidden inside of them. Stop it. And these workshops, parents, you can take your children for 1 hour. One Saturday or something. Saturday evening after you done do your shopping and after you done probably do your cleaning. You people can hold your workshops on a Saturday evening. It'll give the parents a time to get with their children and give the children a chance to see something constructive being done that's going to possibly become a catalyst to who they become in the future. Be an inspiration to the youth. If the government not do it yourself. And these are the type of things that they fight against me for. So I don't know what the atmosphere is like down there right now. But if you care about Montserrat, if you care about the children of Montserrat, care about all the children of Montserrat. Because the highty-tighty people, them also have brilliant children born to them as well. You don't know where God has planted our stars. So give everybody a chance. Let us manifest ourselves and become who we were created to be. Montserrat is said to be a shining example worldwide. So that means, who do we have for Montserrat? We have to give them a chance to manifest themselves. Then you're gonna know. It could even be some of our adults that's been cut out of opportunities because them don't know certain people, because them come from certain background. They're not given certain chances. Mr. So-and-so son and Mrs. So-and-so daughter get the chances to go and study and to have these positions because them have name. It's not about who have the skill. It's not about who have been born for that purpose. I'm sure you got people in a Montserrat who could be better vets, who could be better doctors, who could be better lawyer, who could be better teacher, who could be better politician. Well, politician kind of corrupted right now. I mean, care about politics right now. The people need to do for themselves. But you got people who could be better at all these things, but just because them are not so-and-so son or so-and-so daughter, or just because so-and-so don't recommend them and whatnot, they didn't get the chance to be what they know in them heart and every cell in them body they could do. You'd be surprised to know the skills that some of our people have in a Montserrat, who are fucking cleaners, who are road sweepers, who are lunch ladies, Everybody's supposed to fit where them actually fit. Nothing against being a cleaner, because cleaner should be one of the highest paying jobs in my opinion. Because if the place not clean, then what comes after that? Death and destruction. Disease, death and destruction. I feel that cleaners are underrated. But if you are not born to be a cleaner, you will not have a passion for it, and therefore you will not excel. See, my mother was born to be a cleaner. My mother could take the dingiest toilet and make it look brand new. So some people was born for this and some people was born for that. All I'm saying is people need to fit where they're supposed to fit. Stop governing yourself the way how the rest of the world is being running things for the longest while. Because Mr. So-and-so might go force their son to become a vet, when the son don't even have a desire to become a vet. Maybe Mr. So-and-so son just want to be one comedian. And if Mr. So-and-so would honor their child's dreams, that child would be a worldwide famous comedian. Why? Because the child will follow it through purpose. Y'all got the thing all mud up because of status and bank account and the secret society thing and all these things. That's why you can't prosper. Nobody is where they're supposed to be. So we got a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of things that they have no interest in doing. And that's why they don't excel. Because it's not what they don't care about that shit. But you wouldn't know that because we don't talk to each other like that. But I'm telling you what I've learned about society over the last couple of years. So when people start to fit where they fit in a Montserrat, then you see Montserrat. Montserrat is going to become the beacon of inspiration that it's meant to be worldwide. It's going to be shaky. I know what I'm saying is going to shake up a lot of people, but exactly how much upheaval we go through to balance out our country and balance out our lives, it depends on us and how we choose to communicate with each other. There needs to be a reshuffling. Them people here come and ring me doorbell like they like me. None of them like me, you know. I need to fuck off. I don't exist. Let me stay like this. Idiots. Yeah. But like I'm saying, this year gonna cause plenty upheaval. It's going to cause arguments, cause maybe some people are ready for this change, this transformation, this metamorphosis that Montserrat is destined to go through, and their parents are not, or maybe their wife is not, or their best friend is not, or their pastor is not, or their boss is not. It's going to cause some upheaval, naturally. But what you put in is what you're going to get out. Okay? And we need to speak to each other with respect. Soft words, they say, turn away wrath. It's true. So, if you want to make this transition from being the lowest of the bunch to one of the highest of the bunch, if you want to make it go smoothly, you're gonna have to deal with each other with a level of respect. Okay? Because usually people end up in a shouting match, and when you start shouting, nobody will listen to nobody. That's not the way forward. You need to say what you're saying with conviction. Speak just like this. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. You see, parents, talking to the parents of Montserrat now, how do you know what your child was born to do? Who was your child when they were young? Me personally, I was multifaceted even when I was young. Cause you see, why I say who was your child when they were young is because when you're young, you're just being your natural self. So yeah, when I was young, I used to play teacher, singer. What else? I feel like that was the most. I wanted to be a teacher when I was young. And now I've grown up to be a counselor. No, that was later on. But when I was really, really young, I wanted to be a teacher. And now I've grown up to be a teacher. Because even though I use these cards on a daily basis, I teach people. It's basically psychology, human relations, how to deal with each other, stuff like that. But I'm a teacher. So how you know who your child is destined to be or supposed to be, look back at what they used to do, what they used to love when they were younger. That will tell you who they were called to be by the Most High God. You see, that will tell you where their path to success is. You see, and to divert your child from that path is to set them on a much lower trajectory. And that throws the universe itself off balance. Because it's like if your child wanted to be, let's say, a doctor, and you want your child to be a lawyer, and the child followed your footsteps and became a lawyer, then you don't know what advancements this child would have brought to the medical field. Because when you're doing a job that you're passionate about, you put in a different level of commitment to when you're doing a job that you're just doing because you're trying to make your people happy, or because this is what society expects of you, so this is what you've resigned yourself to. When you're doing a job that you actually love, you go above and beyond. Or when you're off the clock, you're on the clock. You know them ones? You become innovative, you become inventive, you just okay, because you love what you're doing. Okay, so if we could get back, if we could shift ourselves slowly but surely onto that path where we're actually doing what we love. Okay, let's say you could do what you love as a side job. Segue into it like that. So you parents too, because I know that you probably were hit with the same traumas that you've put your children through. Because my mother tried it on me. Okay? But I was the type to fight back, so I did what I wanted to do. But most people don't fight back, especially when your people have money and all these things, and they hold you with their purse strings. You end up you end up giving in to their wishes because you want to keep the peace in your house and in your life. You want to keep enjoying certain luxuries and things like that, right? So you too, this message is for you too. If you've been a liar all your life, and may I remind you at this point, death is not natural, getting old is not natural, looking old is not natural. You do that shit because of how you've been taught to live, and you're actually living how them teach you for live. And this is the reason why I still look like this. Because I don't live how them teach me for live, because I have a different philosophy and understanding of how to maintain beauty, how to maintain my health, and how to prolong my life. Okay? And I'll teach you that in the future. But forget about your age. Forget about all the things that society tell you to prioritize, and just live. What did you want to be? Parents. What did you want to be with yourself? Is there a way of you still doing that in your quote unquote, let me call him senior age? I mean, I even call her old, because that word has been, what's the word? It's been soiled. So your senior years. Because you're our senior. So this is our school. The little ones are the juniors. We are the adults. And you are the seniors. You've seen a lot. You've done a lot. You've experienced a lot. And therefore, you are our seniors. You could teach us a lot. Okay? So, what did you want to be? Because God didn't come to just free the younger generation. God come for free you too, you know. So when your son and your daughter is coming and confessing to you that, I didn't really want to be a lawyer or a vet or a doctor or whatever it is that you have encouraged them to be, you can do a confession of your own too and say, well, son or daughter, I always wanted to be a comedian. I love to make people laugh. But my parents didn't want me to do that because they said that there's no money in that. I always wanted to be a Mack truck driver. But they didn't want me to do that because you know how the culture set. Make your confession. Start to have some honest conversations with each other. And get on an even keel with your similarities rather than tossing up over your differences. You understand what I'm saying? Because this transition is going to happen. This metamorphosis is going to happen. Whether you're with it or you're against it, is going to happen. So the best thing that we can do for ourselves is try to make it as smooth as possible. That's it. Personally, I didn't know that I would become an oracle. But I think I did it. I think that, I asked for God to use me to help to heal the world. But I did ask to be a servant, but I didn't know how God would use me. Okay? So, God has decided, okay, Chanel, since you want to be a part of my clique, let's see where we can fit you. And so, you see what I used to do in Montserrat. Yeah. Talking about human rights and kind of, I thought that there was a way to make politics fair. I thought that there was a way to change people's minds when it comes to just being asshole politicians. I was trying to make politicians out of the politicians. But going through what I've went through, I know now that it is a huge machine. And it's not something that I myself can infiltrate or change. That's God. That's way above my pay grade. You see what I'm saying? So now I know that politics is not something that me personally should be investing my energy in. I just block them out. My thing is the people. Okay? People who are in a politics or politics, they need to save themselves because they have a different kind of allegiance. Okay? They're fighting a different level of a battle, which is not impossible to win if they don't want to be like that anymore. Because a lot of people get into politics because, I feel anyway, a lot of people get into politics because they actually have a desire to make things better. They actually have a desire to make their country better, to put their people in a better position and stuff like that. But then when they get into the politics and they realize the undercover state of affairs that comes with politics, that's when they realize, oh, so Prime Minister so and so actually had our best interests at heart, but when they come up against all these beasts, them undercover beasts, yeah, that force you to do exactly exactly opposite to what you said you were going to do. I now know that that's how it go. So people go into politics with great intentions, honest intentions, but then when they go in there, they are forced to convert because the machine is not built for the betterment of the people. It's built to keep the people enslaved. It's built to keep the people trapped. It's built to keep the people down. It's built to propel who are already in power. It's a game of favoritism. It's a game of compliance and conformity. It's not about building better nations. And that's the reason why the place still shitty. So much so that we could call the system the shit system. Real talk. Okay? So I understand that level of the game is not something that I want to invest my time and energy into. I deal with people. I deal with we the people. Because I feel that the government can say and do all what they want to do, but really and truly, the people are the one with the power. Still. Even though they try to put it to us as though they are the ones with the power, the people is the ones with the power. Because really and truly, government is supposed to be a representative of the people, you know. And they turn the thing around and become the power over the people. Anywho. As you can see, as far as my life go, I don't depend on government to bless me. I don't depend on government to further my education. I don't depend on government to be my security, because that's not what they're here for. So it's about time that people start to recognize these entities for what they are. They're not here for we the people. They are the opposition of the people. They're only here to give us just enough to keep us believing. It's a trick. Politics. Okay? So, if you want to see real change, it's we the people who have to make real change. Starts with changing ourselves. Getting in alignment with our purpose. Okay? So I think that's all I want to say right now. I've talked my lips dry. Me talk my throat dry. But it was a necessary reasoning. So, we're going to go forward. And we're going to do the best that we can to become the shining stars that Montserrat was created to be. Because we the people are who make Montserrat. So the Montserrat will only be as high as its people have managed to climb. Okay? So if Montserrat people not go on with nothing, then Montserrat will be seen by the outside as a place where not go on with nothing. Because Montserrat not go on with nothing. So Montserrat need to start to go on with something, because we are greater than what we've been exhibiting ourselves as. Okay? So if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And God ready to move anybody that's part of the problem. So take the time and decide how you want to go forward. And just know that if you're part of the problem, expect some opposition. Alright? So Montserrat, I love you. And we're gonna get through this. We're gonna take our 1-2 time and get through this. Remember, forget your biological clock. Not your biological clock. Forget mankind clock. Okay? Because our biological clock set on infinity. And infinity means that there is no end. Okay? We're not meant to die. And we're not meant to get old. We're meant to look after ourselves. We're meant to understand the human body and how to care for it. That's why I could be 42 going on 43 and I look fabulous like this. Let me come close so you can see me. You see that? Muscles. Yeah, I didn't wake up like this. You have to work for this. Okay? So, forget your age, forget time, and just live. Alright? God has come to give us life and more life abundantly. God said greater works than what he did, we gonna come and do. So, and you know what pissed me off too? You see, when people get to like 80 and 90 years old, when they got all that knowledge and all that experience in there, then they die off. And you know, when them people they dead off, what happen is we who are come behind them now have to then go through the same bullshit lessons that they had to go through because well, we don't talk to them. So they don't get to impart the knowledge that they managed to accumulate to us. So we now come and have to start the process all over again, learning all the lessons that they have already learned and have taken to the grave with them. We need to close the generation gap between the youth and the elderly. There's not supposed to be a gap. We're not supposed to be putting our old people in no old people home. Our old people are supposed to be staying in our home. Build them one wing down on the far side of the house. So when you play your band of music, you know, disrupt them meditation. Because them people, they are God people and you know how they feel about hearing the word fuck and damn and all them something there. Put them way up on the other side. Put them way up on the other side where they can't hear you. But keep them around so that the grandchildren them can go and see them. Because grandbabies help to keep our elderly nice and young and happy. The innocence of the children, it helped to prolong their happiness and thereby help to prolong their life. Because they have to get up and run around behind their great-grandchild. That's how life is supposed to be. Our families are supposed to be on one compound together. Is happiness of what the old people them need. When they feel lonely, when they feel outcast, when they feel like they have no use, that makes them sad. Especially seeing all the mad shit that they've seen before. All them thoughts, they just come back and make them sad. And then when you put them in the home, all they see are other old people, sick people, probably some mean caretakers because that's not what they actually want to be doing. And that is what kills our old people. Unless they were sick. Depression is what kills off our elderly. Sadness kills off our elderly. Loneliness kills off our elderly. They need to be around the little ones. Not to be babysitters, but be a part of the family. Then you're going to see our 100-year-old granny looking like this. Running around after she great-grandchildren. Tell them, boy, Miss ever come from there. How old are you? I'm 100. I just made 100 in December. How do you get to look so good? That's the future that we're trying to create for ourselves, Montserrat. I'll do it first. Call me granny. I'm not a granny yet, but call me granny. Because I'm going to be the sexiest granny. Without trying to look like a young girl, okay? I do maturity. I don't do old. So yes, if my legs them look better than some people own, then let me leg look fantastic. Bombastic. Shit. I get it like that because you have to massage yourself. If nobody a massage, you massage yourself and get rid of all, you know, all that cellulite vibes, they just rub you out and let your whole leg them look young. Alright? If nobody look after yourself. Massage yourself and keep your nutrition and your blood flowing properly. Massage yourself, rub down yourself, love up yourself. That's how I keep myself looking young. Move your neck, exercise your neck. So you build up your muscle and you stop your neck from looking all wrinkly. Build up your neck muscle, clear. You know, when you do like this and you can't move your neck all around, it's because you take too long before you do that. So now we build up with all kind of mucus and gas. Your lymphatic system just chock-a-block because you don't empty it. Why? Because you don't exercise. So it's important to exercise. It's very important that we exercise and massage yourself if we can. If nobody massage you, massage yourself. That's how I keep myself looking so good. I try to eat healthy, stay hydrated, stay away from stress. That's one of the biggest ones, stay away from stress. That's why my head not too full of grey hair. I got plenty grey hair in my head. Me need to fix my hair, but no watch that, okay? I'll get to it soon. Looking kind of grey up there. They've been fighting me hard lately and me try to ignore them. But they were getting on my nerves, but I'm managing. But yeah, nah man, we have to look after ourselves. Old people are talking to you. Stand up out of your chair sometimes and walk around and lift up your hand and put your hand out and lift up your hand and put your hand out and lift up your foot and just move, walk around. If nobody take care of you for no walk, stand up yourself and walk around. Keep your body active. Let God know you. Me not done with the body yet. Me still want my body, so me go do what me have to do for keep my body. You say if you don't move it, you lose it. See, I'm moving it, Lord. I'm moving it because I still want it. I still want it. Nobody want me, but me still here. Cause listen. If your grandchildren them don't want you, there are people around the world who need you. Like I said to everybody else, if you have advice to give old people, I'm talking to our elderly now. If you have advice to give and people where around you don't want to listen to you, you need to get your own YouTube so you can talk to everybody around the world. Cause people who would listen to you, they're probably in a Guyana or maybe them in a Africa, or maybe them in a China, or maybe them in a England. The web connects us all worldwide. And that's why I stop talk to people and just do what me have to do on YouTube. Because whoever want to hear what me have to say, they will find me on YouTube, or Facebook, or TikTok, or wherever you want to put your videos and have your say. The young people, them need your guidance. So if the young people them around you don't see your value, I suggest that you reach out to one of them who are far away from you, because somebody gonna hear you and be glad for you. So if you feel like you don't have any value where you are, it's because you're around the wrong people. Reach out to them on the internet. Let somebody help you set up your YouTube channel or some kind of channel and learn how to do it for yourself. Activate your brain. You have to keep it moving. If you don't move it, you're going to lose it. Learn new things. Don't hesitate to learn new things. Not because you're 92. You have no excuse. You still have hand, foot, mouth, eye, brain, everything. Use it. And stop allow people to teach you that when you reach a certain age, you have to stop do this and stop do that and stop do that. It's lies. That's how they're killing us. When you reach retirement, you're supposed to be ready to start your own business. Because you work so much years and make so much money, you could use your retirement money and start to invest in your own business. That's what retirement is for. It's not for you to just sit down and wither away and die. It's time that we stop that practice. When you reach retirement, a time for you to do whatever dream God put in your heart from God knows when. That way you could set your own hours. So when you just want to sit down and not deal with nobody, you're supposed to be able to sit down and not deal with nobody. That's what retirement is for. Your freedom. So make sure you save while you're working. So when you're done with your years of working, you then start your years of working for yourself. We need to get this thing right. We've been living life wrong for a very long time. It's time that we start to understand and get it right. There's a better way of doing things. Whoever teach you the rules, they decide how long you live or how long you don't live. And I'm teaching you some new rules which are actually old rules. So if you don't want to believe me, then you can follow the other rule maker. But I'm telling you what God has put inside of me. So you could choose not to believe me if you don't want to. Just because you're 65 no mean that you can't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Live your life. That's how you stay young. You continue living. Get on your bike and ride your bike. Go swimming. Move around your arms and your foot them and whatnot. Build back up the muscle in your body so your body start to look nice and round again. I'm talking to the man and the woman. We don't want no saggy body. Move it or lose it. Do some squats. Get exercising. Somebody need to start some yoga class in a Montserrat for the elderly. Get back in shape. What you think you can't accomplish, God wants to show you. Look, it's just your mind that was telling you that. People were lying to you for a long time, making up all kind of stupid rules and got the whole world to live by them. God has come to change all that. And you can only know if what I'm saying is true if you try it out. And I'll be the first to try it out. Because like I say, me done see me neck started to get wrinkly already. And because of me doing my exercise, now we look young again. All my leg, yes, so sometimes it get wrinkly when I'm very inactive. And when me start to get active again, the muscle pump out and pull the muscle tight again. So now me look like young girl leg again. Wrinkles don't have nothing to do with age. It's how you care for your body. Me gonna let you go now. Me gonna stop running my mouth. A whole hour and a half. But anyway, I hope that you people found some kind of insight, good information in this year reading that's going to be life-changing for you. And if it's not life-changing for you, then you're going life-changing for somebody around the world. So if you don't want it, leave it where you find it. And who actually you're going to live by it, them are going to come and find it and be grateful for it and manifest it. And then later on, they're going to find me and say, girl, you know, it's your video that helped me to change my life. Because I was listening to you and I said to myself, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense, and look how long we've been doing the thing wrong. And we do need to close the gap between the elderly and the young people them. And we do need to keep moving our body, because Lord know by the time we reach 50 or 60 or when we retire, me just sit down and watch TV, me just sit down. And when you start to talk, me realize me not really move around much for you, you know. Yeah, somebody gonna come and say thank you. I may go be like, it's my pleasure. And I'll be looking like this, and they're gonna be looking like this, and I'm gonna be like, high five. So if you don't want it, that's your business, but you can't say that I didn't give you the message. Shit. Take care of yourself. Until next time. Bye bye.